So welcome back to part number 9, where we are doing a quick overview of what we have in the scene. It's a very quick part. We will put the border, the rocks into the scene, and yeah, take a look what we want to achieve in this nature chapter. So yeah, let's do this. So we select the rocks and just take a look if we named it well. Rock 3, 2, 1, that's fine. And let's drag these to layer 2. Okay, so, ooh, there's a sun lamp. Ooh, there are 2 sun lamps, that's strange. Remove it. Yeah, maybe you think, why are these rocks green? That's because I think I added these into a group. And you can do that for everything, like the grass. It's easy when you use particle systems. Right now I have to select the plane. So I always use the object, but there's also a button called group. And the fun thing is when you have 3 separated rocks and you put it in a group, you can say to the particle system, so I want to use these 3 rocks, and you can decide where you put it in. So it's using them randomly. It's a pretty cool effect. So rocks fits perfect in it, and let's do that. So the way I did it was I created a new group like this. I called it rocks, and then it appears green. Then you select it and you say, hey, go to rock, and then it's all green. So you don't want this one. So it's all free, and you can do that for this and that one as well, and the flowers. But these are now green, and let's select the, well, let's drag this one to the first layer. Okay, cool. And we now go to this layer, and we make a new particle system, and we call this rocks. There we go. So we want hair, advanced, and we don't want 1000, maybe 12, because 12 divided by 3 is 36. So yeah, random, and we go to group, and we select rocks. And you can see these rocks are very small, and that will really affect the quality of the rock, because I think we need to make them bigger, something like this. Yeah, it's not really my taste, but or else we lose lots of quality. I think I have to also do a little bit of random size. Go to the rotation, because it has the bad rotation settings. 20 the X, yeah, or the Y. Oh, well, that's probably because the origin is in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. So we direct it over there. Over there. That's why you need to test your models in your scene. So there you go. So we have 3 of them. Putting them right there. Cool. We go back, and we can use the X, I think. Yeah. Well, now they are flying in the air. Well, that's pretty funny. What if you use the velocity? No. The X and normal. Alright. Oh yeah. Nope. Let's say what's smart to do. I think I prefer velocity here, but then they are, well, why not? Okay. Well, let's make render. Ooh, that's fancy. That's really fancy without grass. I don't like this rock is over there. Let's make 10 on it. I hope it removes just a bit. Okay, we enable this one and that one as well. Ooh, that's a lot of grass. Yeah. and it's losing a little bit of quality, I think. Let's say if we make 15. It looks a little bit like Scotland, all these rocks. Or even 9. Anyway, it's not really the point. So we have these rocks everywhere, and I guess I changed the sun lamp. Yeah, well, it's fine. Well, I'm just not really satisfied about the quality, but that's not about it. I'm just checking out if my rocks are fitting in the scene, and I thinking about changing some of my gloss, the quality, because it's feeling a little bit too dark. I selected it. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the scene and let's do some tweaks. Oh, I like that. So I know that we changed the grass light green, but did we change this one? So go to the render, we are there. What happens if we make this brighter? Ooh, that's really dark. Oh, I think I like that color. Maybe a bit more. This. Yeah, now it's a bit more saturated. Maybe a bit more dark. You don't want the translucency too bright. I think this color will really do. And I also prefer to have one rock close to the camera. But this shows how the particle system works with adding rocks randomly. But I think I'm going to remove this because it's not really how I want it. I want to have more control. So let's duplicate this one and move this into the scene. And we give this a nice spot, because this is really how you want to do it. Maybe you want to do these, how you say, particle system for small stones, but for rocks you really want to move them manually in the right position. You're not a robot, right? Okay, there it is. I think I'm going to tweak the sun lamp a little bit. Or it is the skylight what makes my scenes saturated. Alright, oh, look at that. That's better. Okay, and of course the plane map needs to have texture. Normally it's the first thing I always do. Is project from view. Yeah, it's still white. Not going to make a really huge change, but still, it's organic grass, no ground. What kind of texture do I have? Floor, rocks, roof, terrain, mod. I think I like this one. Alright, UV. A long time ago I created this mod dry texture. Well, I think it will work pretty well for this scenery. Alright, a bit more. And I'm not going to use materials because it's really the base layer. Okay, and now the ground is, you see it, first it was white and now it's more green. The rock is a little bit too much in my face, but that's all because the bright texture that I used. What's fun now is that when you have it, you can still tweak it, and that's what I do a lot. Because in my scene, you want to have as much control as you like to have. So it's no problem to keep. So if you think, well, this fits better, you can just transform it, and with a random texture that you apply without all these node settings, you have less control. And now you can see how important these scratches are. I really like it. Maybe a little bit more, but more moss. Well, I like this slightly, but this looks a bit fake. Yeah. Or maybe I'll keep it like this. Yeah. And I think that I changed the sharpness of the sunlight. There it is. 0.02. Well, yeah, it gives more sharp shadows. Yeah, so there is a nice rock in the scene. I still think it's a bit too big, but yeah, it has a very highlighted spot in the scene. So I will also put these two rocks into my duplicate them. I'm not dragging it because I always want to keep my my default rocks. All right, these are pretty. These are pretty. Let's scale these. That's why I'm not scaling them, so that's pretty tricky as well. And if you don't have your main rocks, that can be a problem. So one over there, and one in the. Oh, that's what because we have a large scene, and there, right there, maybe. Ooh, there you go. Because I changed these settings, but it affects also these rocks. So really be just gentle tweaks. Okay, so you can see it. You can have you can make your tweaks on your models like your rocks. But if you put these in your scene, you can keep working on them and never think you're done. Because right now, when I look at my flowers, I think far away it looks okay, but close to the camera, you can really see it's not really realistic. And of course, there are tricks to solve that. So I like to show that. This part, I thought it was a short part, but I like to show you all the new tricks, or some of the tricks that are really handy. So I will add a weight painting. I'm like, ooh, okay. So what this does is, oh, I think it's too much. Like this. Okay, we're doing it again. So radius and like so. Okay, this is okay. Go back to the object mode, and we call this flower group. Poo vertex. My microphone is covering my keyboard. So there we go. So we go to, and it's nice that we named it, and we say there, but so I will say what I'm doing. So we yellow flower. So you say vertex group, use this, and now they're all in the front spot, and then you say no, I only want you there. And you still can see some of them. That's because the weight paint is covering it a little bit there. And if we render it again, of course, we need to apply all beautiful. Ooh, these are the small rocks. Render. Yeah, so now on the front you can only see the grass. And further, and you see only a couple of them. Maybe one a bit more viewport. More. Yeah. Okay, now we can see it. GPU rendering is really fun. So now you can see the weeds are also doing some work pretty well. Yeah, you can see one or two, and further away you can see the flowers popping up. I like that way of having the flowers in the scene, because you don't want to be that your eyes are seeing fake things in the foreground. Yeah, especially this rock is really catching my eye, and that's fine. It's not a big deal right now. It's also the angle of the camera what makes it a little bit weird. Oh, maybe we can try that out. It's always good to have a part in your course to a sort of review where you are and what you need to do. Yeah, then you can find out what you need to add still. Yeah, you can see the dead spots on some places. That works out good. Without it's too green, and that's good. And you can still, if you think, hey, I want more dead grass, you make 20,000. Yeah, and then you say grass main, you make this 25,000, 25,000. Yes, your computer will crash when you add too much. You can see more brown. Okay, maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, but all right. So we added the rocks. We did some tweaks on the grass and the sun lamp. And keep in mind, this is not a lesson about lighting and environment. I have to make these tweaks to find out if our objects blend into the scene. In the next part, we're going to focus on trees. Yeah, I'm going to use the Groove, and the Groove is not a free program. It's a Blender add-on, but I really like to use the Groove because creating trees is a separated craft. You know, you can be an environment artist, but creating trees is you can say you can spend weeks on creating a good tree, and this course needs to be about the main workflow. And there is a tool in Blender, it's called the sapling tool, and you can create trees with that. But if you know there is a tool what is way better and it's helping Blender to make good scenes, well, why not using it? But as I said, yeah, you can download the trees that I added in this course for your scene. But yeah, if you think it's worth it, you can buy the Groove. It's absolutely wonderful add-on, and I will show you how that works. Yeah, and we'll put the tree in the scene, and yeah, you can see how wonderful that looks when you add something like a tree. It's really a main thing, what's helping your scene. Anyway, this is the end of this part, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.